It has been a fat minute since we have done a video on anything other than Marvel Spider-Man 2. Thank God. We got some new shit. And don't get me wrong, I love the game. It's great so far and all that good stuff. And it's helped my channel a lot.
Thank God.
But
what game?
we haven't been able to talk about much other than Marvel Spider-Man 2 for quite some time, considering the writing acting strikes that were and are currently going on. And I say it like that because if you don't know or didn't remember, the writer's strike did actually end. So since then, at any moment they could have finished or are finishing up the script for Spider-Man 4.
Yes, sir.
And today we have some news of when Spider-Man 4 could possibly be starting production finally.
No way, no way.
But just be wary because of the actor strike. From my knowledge, is still in effect, sadly. So, you know, we'll see what ends up happening with that. And of course, when that does end, I will make a video to inform you guys. But with that being said, let's get into this.
You listening?
So yeah, we do have a cool little update regarding MCU Spider-Man 4. The original scoop is coming from Daniel RPK, but I found a tweet from Spider-Man News over on Twitter. So, you know, that's where I got it from. Spider-Man News over on Twitter tweeted out, Spider-Man 4 could be starting production late 2024 via Daniel RPK. So Daniel RPK is a pretty reputable leaker, very much so for things like when movies start production and things of that nature. So this is literally like right up his alley. So, you know, I think we can trust him on this. To my knowledge, he has a pretty solid track record.
Valid.
So there's a few things we can sort of take from this piece of information. The first thing is, to be honest, I don't recall if I covered it. I'm pretty sure I did, but right before the writer's strike happened, it was rumored that Spider-Man 4 writers were almost done with the script, but you know, of course, they didn't get to completely finish it due to the writer's strike beginning. And during the time of the strike, Sony producer and exec Amy Pascal did come out and say that as soon as the writer's strike is done, they will continue to work on Spider-Man 4. And well, the writer's strike has ended. So it's probably safe to assume the script should be done, or they're on the cusp of finishing said script.
It better be.
Not for real. But the second thing, as far as the filming, yeah, Daniel RPK is reporting late 2024, but that really all just depends on when the actor strike ends, because they can't announce the film officially if the strike doesn't end in time for them to begin filming late 2024.
You're right.
Now, as far as the release date, we obviously, you know, don't have anything official yet because the film hasn't really technically been officially like announced yet, but judging based off the No Way Home production, that started in what, October, or was it September maybe? Actually no, I'm pretty sure it was mid-October 2020.
That's the one.
So let's just say they begin filming October for Spider-Man 4. That would put them on a similar production schedule as No Way Home, and No Way Home released in December 2021.
Intriguing.
So if Spider-Man 4 started production September, October 2024, we could look at the absolute earliest date would be maybe December 2025. But also another thing to keep in mind is, you know, would they want to release it around the same time, because that will be a Christmas time, and will Spider-Man 4 be another snowy Christmas time movie, or, you know, are they going to want to push it back for a different vibe, a different seasonal release? So it really just all depends, but that's definitely an option. If the actor strike ends in time, they could start production late 2024, release it by late 2025, again, if we are lucky, to be honest. And another thing about this entire shit is, like, even I thought the same thing. So like, people were saying like, don't they have to, you know, put the movie out in a certain time where the rights revert back to Marvel and things like that?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Technically yes, but the circumstances have seemed to change, and we don't currently know those circumstances as of right now, because there does seem to be a new contract in place between Marvel, Sony, and Tom. But as well, not only that, Marvel and Sony do seem to be working together and have a better relationship from reports we got a while back ago. If those reports were true, then we really have no idea what the circumstances of this new contract are, and we haven't really gotten any new details regarding said contract. But just for reference, I'll give details of the old contract in like an example.
Okay, talk to me.
So No Way Home is the last official Spider-Man film to be released, which was in December of 2021. The old contract was loosely along the lines of, and I say that because I don't know the entire thing, but you know, just generally speaking, it said that Sony had to start production within 3 years of the last Spider-Man's release, and then they had to put it out within 5 years of the last release. Otherwise, the rights would revert back to Marvel. So 2024 going off the old contract would be cutting it very, very close, like deadly close. And then they would have to have it out by the latest like 2026. But again, these are old contract numbers, so we don't really know, like, you know, what the circumstances right now because the new contract that's in place and what those specifications are. So yeah, just wanted to give that quick example for those who may not have known or, you know, weren't in the loop with that kind of stuff.
Appreciate
that game. There was also one more thing I forgot to mention. I almost left it out of the video, but there's a tweet or a couple of tweets from Daniel RPK himself over on Twitter that I missed or almost missed. He did end up tweeting out, I think after he broke the news, the news that we just went over. He tweeted out, "So just to be clear, I never said anything about Jon Watts coming back to direct Spider-Man 4, and honestly I don't expect him to. We'll see." A fan then replied, "In fact, this word was said by president of Sony, if I'm not mistaken." He's talking about when one of the Sony presidents did say they want Jon Watts to return, and Daniel RPK replied with, "He said he wanted him to, but it's up to Watts if he wants to come back, and up to Feige and Marvel Studios if they want him to." So yeah, in a nutshell, Daniel RPK is right. Technically, it's not only up to Sony. Yes, they do currently own technically like the movie rights and stuff, but we also have to remember they're doing like a joint partnership with Marvel or whatever, you know, because like Tom Holland's movies take place in the MCU, in the MCU's universe, and we also don't exactly know the full details of the new deal that they have going on between the MCU, Sony, and Tom Holland. But yeah, so Sony could want Jon Watts back, but if Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios don't want him back, then Jon Watts can't return. They have to both agree on something. And the thing is like, if I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier because I'm recording this part after I've already made the video, that there have been reports we discussed on the channel before about like Sony and Marvel working together better, like there's a better relationship there. So there's that, and they probably don't want another fucking like thing where Tom Holland is not in the MCU again, like what happened after, when did that happen, after Homecoming or Far From Home? I think I forgot where specifically it happened, but yeah, that whole debacle when Tom Holland was kicked out of the MCU very temporarily because Marvel wouldn't let Tom Holland cameo in like Venom or some shit, I don't know. And ultimately Sony likes that MCU box office money and Marvel wants to use their character in their movies. They're both gonna have to just suck it up and work with each other, agree on something. But yeah, that is pretty much it. What are you hoping to see for Spider-Man 4? Me personally, I'm hoping we get to see Scorpion or Mr. Negative on top of Kingpin being set up in the movie for the rest of the trilogy. With that being said, I want to hear your opinions, so make sure to comment your thoughts down below so I can interact with you in the comments. Thank you for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you're new to the channel, I try my best to cover Spider-Man related scoops, rumors, leaks, confirmations for Spider-Man media, and whatever else I happen to be interested in. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. If you want more of this type of content, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to check out my latest video on the left if you haven't already. I hope you ever had a good day and that you enjoyed the video. Until next time.